Hey everyone, Tracey here from NoPageLeftBlank.wordpress.com, and I have a ridiculously huge, ridiculously nerdy haul for you today. You're not even going to believe it. On the bed in front of me, just out of view of the camera, there are sitting 99 Funko figure toys. You heard me right. 99, as in one short of 100. Now, quick background, I guess. A couple of Christmases ago, my husband bought me a Thor Funko, right here, as part of a Thor related, it was a bunch of Thor items in one box. And I believe this was my first Funko. And since we have collected several more, you can see some of them behind me. There's some comic book characters, there's some different, there's a Dracula there behind me somewhere, that we got in Nerd Block and Loot Crate and Horror Block and so on. So I've been collecting little dudes. I think I had 20 or 22, something like that. And as early as last January, my husband decided to start keeping an eye out for Funkos to put into a big present for me for Christmas. And obviously it got out of control. There's just no other way to say that it got out of control. And there are now 99 of these little dudes sitting in front of me for me to share with you today. So expect a lot of cuts in this video as I lean over everything and try to pick out what I'm going to look at. The first two that I'm going to look at, I'm going to get these guys out of the way first because they're not technically Funko Pops. They are Funko fabrications, so they're different than the other 97. So the number one Funko fabrication is Batman. He's kind of a plush. Whereas the Funkos are resiny plastic, the fabrications are made of fabric and they're like a little bit plushy kind of dudes and they're a little bit bigger. So the number one fabrication is Batman. He's kind of a grumpy looking Batman. He's got a little plastic, I don't know if you can see that, little plastic batarang in there. And the other fabrication I got is Deadpool, of course. If I was going to get any fabrication, it was going to be Deadpool. And I love the little Deadpool because he's got his two little swords, and they even have the little, I don't know if you can see that, but the little fold over on his mask. And it's just funny to me. I love Deadpool, he's so cute. So those are the first two fabrication Funkos. Next, to get some of the big ones out of my way, I will show you. You can get all 4 Ghostbusters. Actually, no, you can only get 3 of the Ghostbusters separately. But there was a 4-pack that was put together for Comic-Con, and my husband found this, I think, in HMV after Comic-Con. And they're actually an exclusive, because as you can see, they are all covered in marshmallow fluff from Stay Puft. So that's pretty neat. I'm glad that he got these ones instead of the separate ones. And of course, to go with them, big ol' Stay Puft. I love this guy because he's huge, first of all, which of course makes sense. And just look at his face. He's so happy. He's adorable. I love him. And we're not done with Ghostbusters. We also have Slimer, of course. Oozy little goopy dude. Look at those teeth. So, Slimer, Stay Puft. All 4 Ghostbusters covered in Stay Puft goop. Next, also to get it out of the way because it's a big one, we have the Turtle Van with Mikey in there. Funko, in case you didn't know, does a couple of rides, they call them. There's the Turtle Van, the Batmobile, the the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And I forget what the other one is. There was 4, and then just recently they came out with 1 or 2 more, but I can't remember what they are right now. This is one of them, the Turtle Van. And it's got a Mikey in it that's kind of an exclusive. He mostly looks the same as the regular Mikey, but his mouth is closed and he's got a little piece of pizza in his hand. So that's pretty neat. And to go with those, I got a whole slew of Ninja Turtles. We got Donatello with his little bow. Grumpy looking Raphael with his size. Michelangelo with his nunchucks. I already have Leo. He's out of sight of the camera right now, but I already have Leo, so in case you're wondering why he's not there. There's also April O'Neil. Old school 80s cartoon April O'Neil, of course. A foot soldier, which is totally funny. Look at the face on it. Weren't the foot soldiers from the 80s cartoon just the stupidest looking things? But there he is. And these are the real awesome ones. I love them. Bebop and Rocksteady. If you are an 80s kid and you watch Ninja Turtles, these are so awesome. Most of the Funkos are human. Or, superheroes with masks. These are a couple of the more different ones. They are animals, obviously, so it's kind of neat to see the way they created these. They are actually really good. The clothing is really good. I just love them. They're adorable. I would be happy with just these guys. Never mind any of the other turtles. These guys are awesome. But of course, it's awesome to have all of them too. For information, the only 2 that are left in the Ninja Turtles line are Shredder and Splinter, which my husband couldn't find, but I will track them down. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit more room. Whoop, I'm losing one. Next, I'm going to go with, as part of the movie line, there are a bunch of horror slashers and different horror characters. We already had Jason Voorhees. I don't know if you can see him there behind me. So now we also have Freddy. I've been looking for him actually. And you can't really see it in the box the way it's packaged there because it's behind, but he's got his nice little claw. There is also Chucky. Anything that makes Chucky look cuter is actually kind of disturbing. I'm just saying. And he's got a knife behind the cardboard there that you can see. There's also Sam from Trick or Treat. If you guys haven't seen Trick or Treat, Sam is actually pretty creepy. Wouldn't want to meet him. And he's got his little half-eaten lollipop there, if you can see it. And the only horror hero that we have, Ash from Army of Darkness. And this is actually a really good one too. As far as the mold that they did, they have his chainsaw hand and the shotgun and the ripped shirt and everything, so that's actually a really good job right there. I like that. Next I'm going to move into the games line of Funkos. There's actually a surprising amount of them. I have 5 of them. My husband got me 2 of the Assassin's Creed characters. Got Ezio and Altair, which these 2 in my opinion are the only real important assassins. The other characters are cool, but these guys' games were the best. Argue with me. Dare ya. So you can see there's still a sticker in front of poor Ezio, but they look fairly similar, but I know the difference, so that's all that matters. In the games line as well, we have Kratos from the God of War series. Kratos is another one that's actually pretty well done. He's got his little, I forget what they're called. These little chain blade things. And you know, the beard and everything. It's well done. We also have Sackboy from LittleBigPlanet. My daughter got a kind of a kick out of this one. What's funny about Sackboy, it's well done, it's cute, you got the little zipper in there and everything, but what's funny about it is that this is actually what Sackboy looks like in the game. Like, there's nothing strange or different, or, you know, the poppy eyes or anything like this is just what he looks like. So, they had a really easy job making Sackboy. And the last one I have in the games line is a Conehead zombie, which is hysterical to me. I love Plants vs. Zombies. I've played it on like 4 or 5 different mediums. It's on my phone as we speak. And so it's pretty amusing. And my husband got me a Conehead zombie. I love it. Okay, we're gonna go to the TV line now. I have 5 Game of Thrones Funkos. I'm gonna show you Jon Snow and Ghost first, because actually these weren't part of my husband's big present. My mother-in-law gave me these two. So, thanks, Jackie. Jon Snow is probably my favorite character. And of course you can't have Jon without Ghost. And I love Ghost's little red eyes. That's pretty awesome. Then of course we have Daenerys. Daenerys, however you guys want to pronounce it. I can't really say it right. It just doesn't want to come out of my mouth for some reason. But there's the Queen of Dragons, Mother of Dragons, with her, one of the dragons there is on her arm. This is a pretty nice mold too, because of the dragon basically. That's what makes her different. And of course we have Tyrion, who is of course much smaller than the rest of them. And he's got his little battle axe and the scar across his face. So that's a pretty nice mold too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Is Jon Snow my favorite character or is Tyrion? It might be a pretty close run. And last, we have Ned Stark, who isn't terribly distinguishable. If you weren't a Game of Thrones fan, you might not be able to tell exactly who he is. But he's got his sword and he's got the little, it's hard to see, but he's got the little Hand of the King badge on. And he's got big dark circles under his eyes, which I find funny for some reason. So, there you go. I'm going to get these next two out of the way because they are each singular by themselves. Everything else I have has friends, but these guys are by themselves, so. Jack Sparrow of the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Love Jack Sparrow. One of my favorite characters. Johnny Depp and all that. So there he is. He's got a really nice mold too, actually. He's got the hat and the braids in his hair and the gun. It's actually a really nicely done Funko right there. And the other one that's all by himself is RoboCop. I suspect my husband probably had a fit when he found him, because one of his favorite movies, and it's old school RoboCop, of course, not the new movie. So, he's pretty cool. The only robot, I think. I'll have to double check, but I think he's the only robot. These next two go together and they're hysterical. I did not know that Funko made these two guys before Christmas, so it's He-Man and Skeletor. They are so funny. Look at look at them. You gotta be the right age to appreciate these two, but they're pretty awesome, and I love Skeletor's got his little creepy ram skull staff thing there and everything. There's also She-Ra, and my husband tried to get me her as well, but he couldn't, so we'll try to find her so that she can go with He-Man and Skeletor, because they are awesome. Since we're going down memory lane a little bit with He-Man and Skeletor, I'll show you these three. Power Rangers! How cool is that? We have Red Ranger, of course, the leader. Pink Ranger, who of course I wanted to be as a child. And the White Tiger Ranger, who I just He was my favorite character, basically. I'm so happy that I got him. The only thing that makes me so upset about these 3 Power Rangers is that they are the only 3. They did not make the Blue Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Yellow Ranger. Yeah, those 3. They didn't make the other 3. Why, Funko? Why would you not make all 6? I'm so upset now that these 3 guys are going to be sitting on my shelf without the rest of their team. Funko, make the rest of the Power Rangers. Please. Keeping on track with super old stuff, here's some much older stuff than the stuff I just showed you. Kirk and Spock from the original Star Trek series. They're just awesome. Tell me they're not awesome. I love, for some reason, the little eyebrows on Kirk amuse the hell out of me. And of course, Spock is doing the Vulcan salute hand wave there. Oh, pretty awesome. And there's also a Scotty that I wouldn't mind having, but he's not as recognizable because he's just a random person in a red shirt, as far as I'm concerned. But Kirk and Spock are awesome. I found another lonely guy, so I'll get him out of the way. We have Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory. There is an entire line of Big Bang Theory Funkos with a bunch of ones as them dressed up as Star Trek characters and stuff like that. Too much Funko. Too much. But Sheldon's pretty cool. 2 more that I didn't even know Funko made, but they're pretty neat. We have Jay and Silent Bob. From Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Pretty cute. You gotta be a fan of Jay and Silent Bob to really recognize the characters once they're out of the box, but together, yeah, you gotta have Jay and Silent Bob. Another pair for you from the movies line. We have Optimus Prime and Bumblebee from, of course, the Michael Bay movies. I'm not the biggest fan of Michael Bay's version of the Transformers, but I was a huge Transformers kid, so it's pretty cute to have little Funkos. And they're really nicely done too. Of course, these are ones that you would have to do a pretty complicated paint job on, so they did a pretty good job. They look nice there. We'll stick with movies and get a large line out of the way. This line actually has like 30-some Funkos. I have 7 of them in front of me. I had 2 of them already. So we'll start with Darth Vader. I was a huge Star Wars kid. I first saw it when it was re-released in theaters, when they did the remastering and everything. And I watched it a million times since. So, there's Darth. He's number 1, of course. Number 2 is Yoda. He's pretty cute. He's got his little lightsaber there. We have Princess Leia with the head buns. We have Chewbacca, of course. We have 3PO, who looks kind of funny actually as a Funko, but you can tell who he is at least. We have R2, of course. And the one that actually really surprised me, Jabba. Jabba Funko. I find that ridiculous. They're all bobbleheads. So that's why Jabba surprised me even more, because look, he's a big fat blob. And his head bubbles. So that's pretty funny. I'm stacking them up behind me as I go, and the pile is getting so high that you're going to be able to see it soon. I'm going to do a couple of TV line ones now that you may not have seen because they're not as hugely, you know, the things that everybody knows about. Regular Show is the first one. This is Mordecai and Rigby. If you have not seen Regular Show, give it a try. It is weird and funny, and it's like based in the 80s, so it's pretty awesome. These are the two main characters. There's also Skips, who is like a big ape dude who skips everywhere he goes. Just watch the show. And he's got a really weird raspy voice that you would never recognize, but as it turns out it is Mark Hamill who does the voice, so that just amuses me for some reason. And the fourth regular show one I have is Benson. And of course, if you haven't seen the show, this is gonna make it just seem that much weirder, but Benson is their boss, and he is a gumball machine. And his Funko amuses the hell out of me because there's actually little balls in them. Can you see them moving? I love it. That's awesome. And the other television one I'm going to do right now is Adventure Time. Adventure Time is pretty popular, so chances are you probably heard of it. I have the main characters, Jake and Finn. They're back here somewhere where you can't see them. I already had them. Now I also have BMO, their little computer video game pal. Princess Bubblegum, with her little crown there. Ice King, who amuses the hell out of me because look at that big long nose they put on him. And Marceline, the Vampire Queen. So now, in addition to the main characters, I have a bunch of the supporting characters. Okay, we're making our way through them. I'm going to show you the other ride I got because it takes up a lot of room in front of me here. Batmobile! And it has a Batman in there, if you can see him. I know, there's a lot of glare in these poor things. This is one of the other rides that Funko makes, and that's pretty awesome. How could you not get a Batmobile, right? So, of course, that wouldn't be the only Batman thing. There's a billion Batman things. So, we have the Batmobile, and we have, these are awesome, the classic Batman TV series, Batman and Joker. So you can see Batman has his like old school, kind of goofy looking costume. And this is really awesome. I'm going to lean in and hope that you can see it. If you watched the classic Batman as a kid or as an adult or whenever, you remember that the Joker had like the mustache showing underneath his white makeup. They put that in there. Can you see it? I really hope that you can see it because it is hysterical. Like, how hysterical is that? They put the little mustache underneath. I love it. So 2 thumbs up for that one, Funko. That was perfect. But that's not the end of Batman. We also have Arkham Asylum Batman. Look how grumpy he is. And he is a Hot Topic exclusive. Arkham Asylum Batman. I'm not sure if there's something special about him. I know some of the exclusives, like Glow in the Dark and stuff like that, I don't think he does. I think he just can only be bought at Hot Topic. So there's him, and another exclusive from Hot Topic is Harley Quinn, also from Arkham Asylum. And she's in like her crazy nurse outfit. And this one isn't Hot Topic exclusive, but also Joker from Arkham Asylum. So, in case you lost count, that's 2 Jokers and 3 Batman. And he doesn't really belong to the same series, but because we're talking about Batman, we have Robin. He is part of the DC Superheroes line, Pop Heroes. Staying on the DC theme, we have Green Lantern and Flash. Those are pretty cool. There's a whole DC line. These are the ones that my husband happened to find. There's also Wonder Woman and a bunch of Batman villains and Superman. But these are the two that my husband found. And he did find a Superman, but it's not from that line. It is from Man of Steel line. So, there's Superman. And I may as well continue with DC characters, but these are actually from the television line. They are the Teen Titans. I watched Teen Titans when I was younger. Probably not young enough to be watching a cartoon like that, but I did watch the Teen Titans when I was younger, and now my daughter is into Teen Titans Go. And these are from Teen Titans Go. We have Robin with his staff. Raven, looking all grumpy and frumpy and with the half eyes. Cute little Beast Boy with big ears. Cyborg, who is an awesome mold and paint job with all the robot parts. And of course Starfire, who is mostly hair. So there's the 5 Teen Titans from Teen Titans Go. Okay, so I mixed up things a little bit by accident when I was laying them all out, and I missed 2 of the Arkham Asylum ones. So I'm going to throw them out there now before I finish the DC line. This is Poison Ivy and Killer Croc from Arkham Asylum. Killer Croc is like enormous. Not as enormous as Stay Puft, but bigger than the rest of them. And Poison Ivy, of course, is Poison Ivy. So I get a whole bunch of Arkham Asylum ones. Okay, so now that we've gotten through all of the DC characters, of course we have to go to the Marvel characters. So we're going to start off with a very classic looking old Iron Man. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, because I was there when he found it, my husband actually found this in Shoppers Drug Mart. Just seemed random. So there's a whole bunch of like classic Marvel Universe ones, and that's Iron Man. Doesn't he look so cute and funny? I love him. And I actually got 2 Iron Men. This is the Avengers version of Iron Man. Love him too. One of my favorite Marvel characters. Although that's hard to say because I love all of the Avengers and all of the Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool and yeah. Anyway. So we'll stay with the Avengers theme. Here's a classic looking Captain America. This is along the same lines as the classic looking Iron Man. So he's the old style Captain America with the little wings on his hat and all that stuff. And we have a newer version of Captain America from The Winter Soldier, which was an awesome movie, by the way, I'm just saying. So we got 2 Iron Men, 2 Captain Americas. Then we'll stay with the Avengers, and I'll show you Hulk. Pretty basic Hulk. My only complaint about Hulk, because like the Killer Croc that I just showed you not that long ago, he was made to be big, to, you know, look like he was bigger than the rest of the characters. I think they should have done the same thing with Hulk, because Hulk is like the exact same size as everything else. And this is the more classic version of Hulk, who was smaller than how they portray him now, but still, I think they should have had him look a little bit more hulking. And we have, I already showed you my Thor, now I have a Loki. Love Loki. This is like the movie version of Loki, the slightly different uniform and whatnot that he usually has in the comics and so on. I think he was pretty well done too. I like the helmet. Good job. Now a few different Marvel characters. We have Wolverine, There's a sticker in front of him, but that's the more classic old school Wolverine in the yellow uniform. We have Spider-Man, also from the more classic line. We have Silver Surfer, who is pretty neat because he's on his board there, if you can see it. We have Ghost Rider, who is not a character that I know very much about, but it's still a pretty cool Funko to have. He's got his chains and his flaming skull there. And y'all know that I love Deadpool. There are 2 Deadpool Funkos sitting behind me as we speak, and now I have 2 more. This one looks similar to one I have behind me, and they are quite similar, but the one behind me, he is wearing his normal outfit. This one is an exclusive from PX, and he has the different outfit there. And this one I find very funny because I recently read this comic line, the storyline, and it's hysterical. So this is when Deadpool decides that he's going to be an X-Man, and he like finds his own outfit and everything. So that's a special X-Men version of Deadpool. And there are still a few more Marvel characters. I don't know if you can see... No, you can't see. Groot is sitting over here behind me. He came in Nerd Block or Loot Crate, I can't remember. But my husband found me the other 4 Guardians of the Galaxy. So we have Rocket. He's hysterical, of course. He's smaller than the rest, and he's just so angry looking. It's adorable. Love it. There's Star-Lord with his mask and the 2 guns up there. Gamora with her sword. And of course Drax the Destroyer with his 2 knives and all the tattoos. They did a pretty good job actually with the tattoos and everything. So those are the 4 other Guardians of the Galaxy, and they are all bobbleheads like my Groot over here. So that's pretty awesome. My daughter was super excited about these. She wanted a Rocket Raccoon for Christmas, and she got one, and so did Mommy. So there you go. Okay, we're getting into the home stretch. I have 2 lines left. First we have Dragon Ball Z, another one of my childhood loves. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Big into those as a kid. I'm going to show you the 2 bad guys first. We have Frieza and Perfect Cell. So those are pretty well done. Final form Frieza, just so you know. And Perfect Cell. So these are the final forms of both of these bad guys. We have Piccolo. And I love his little furled eyebrows there, if you can see. Piccolo was one of my favorite characters. And of course, the 2 characters that matter the most, Goku and Vegeta. Goku is the Super Saiyan version with the bright gold hair. And of course Vegeta with his crossed arms. And I love Goku, I love the other ones, but I just gotta talk about the Scouter Funko. That is perfect. I am so happy that there is a Scouter on Vegeta's face. That just makes me unbelievably happy, you have no idea. This Funko would not be nearly as cool if it weren't for the Scouter. So, 2 thumbs up again. And last but not least, you may be surprised that I saved these 2 for last because they are plain human characters, and I'm not usually a fan of the plain human Funkos because they're so hard to tell what they are once they're out of the box. Like, you take it out of the box and it's like, who's this random person with blonde hair and a blue shirt, right? So I'm not usually a fan of the humans. But there are 2 plain human characters that I really wanted, and apparently my husband went through hell and back to find them. They're Sam and Dean Winchester from Supernatural, which is one of my favorite shows ever. It has gone downhill in recent years, but I still love it. Could rewatch it any moment. I would definitely go through the entire series in a night if I had the opportunity. So, I'm very happy to have Sam and Dean Winchester. They're both holding knives there. And again, human characters, once they're in the box, they're kind of hard to distinguish who they are if you don't immediately know. But Sam and Dean go together. So, I love them. So that is my enormous Funko Pop haul. 97 Funko Pops, 2 Funko fabrications, for a total of 99 Funko figures that I got for Christmas in one giant present. I think you owe my husband some kind of like trophy for this Christmas present. 99 Funkos. Come on. Totally deserve something for that. And in case you're wondering, no, the Funkos are not all going to go on this shelf behind me. That's ridiculous. I would have to throw out all of my books. They will go somewhere eventually, and they're all coming out of the box. I'm not that kind of collector. Try not to cringe. Try not to cry. They're coming out of the boxes. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this enormous Funko haul. If you are a Funko fan, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what Funkos you have, what ones you want, what ones you think that I should go look for. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And check out the description box below for some information on my blog and my social media and all that kind of thing. So you can, stalk me and see if I get any more Funkos in the near future. I think the collection is probably going to continue to grow, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you'll come back for more. Bye!